So your government is the first to develop a national intellectual property strategy. In very simple, plain speak, what is intellectual property and why do we need a strategy?
Well, we're very proud of the fact that we did introduce the first national intellectual property strategy. And the reason why that's important is because in today's economy, if you look at many of the companies, and if you look at their balance sheets, particularly in the US, for example, 80% of the balance sheets are attributed to intangible assets or intellectual property, while in Canada, it's roughly around 40%. So we have to recognize that in this new knowledge economy, intellectual property is critical. And intellectual property consists of copyright, patents, trade secrets, trademarks. These are types of examples of intellectual property that exist, and it's really important that the Canadian public, in particular Canadian businesses, and with our government, the focus today is really to highlight how we're focusing on Aboriginal businesses and Indigenous businesses to really address the opportunities that exist by enhancing an intellectual property strategy.
So, and within this strategy, there's components that you said affect Indigenous people. So, like knowledge and cultural expression, is that it? Can you just explain how it does affect us?
Yeah, so the idea is there's a lot of creativity within the Indigenous population. The Haida culture, for example, there's an example where that culture in particular, and there's many artists that have taken their trademarks and taken their art and culture and made it prominent not only within Canada but internationally as well. And the idea is to say, look, these ideas, these inventions, we got to make sure we have trademarks in place, or we got to make sure that we have patents in place, or we got to recognize that the importance behind this is that when you do put patents in place, or you do have trademarks in place, that you generate more opportunities, more jobs, more revenue for Canadians and Canadian businesses across Canada.
So how do Indigenous people take the strategy and get involved and make it work for them?
So with regards to the Indigenous community, we actually have allocated $1 million as part of our national IP strategy. And the focus is really on grants to help Indigenous businesses patent their ideas or come forward with copyrights or trademarks. And the objective is to make sure that they are able to do this in a manner that's very timely, because some of these processes could take up to several months or several years. So we're providing grants as well, clinics as well, to educate and make sure people understand the importance of intellectual property. And the benefits are critical as well. Businesses that actually have intellectual property on average pay 16% more to their employees. So this is not only good for the businesses or the individuals that have intellectual property, but it's also beneficial to the employees as well that get paid more.
Is there a website people can get more information at?
So you can go to innovation.canada.ca. This is a one-stop shop for all the innovation-related initiatives that we have at the federal level, including the investments we made in our national intellectual property strategy and the benefits associated with the Indigenous community.
Minister Bains, thanks for stopping by to fill us up on all this information. Thanks.
Thanks very much.